Alright, starting with the honeycomb. This is everything that came with the kit for the honeycomb in the box. We got bag parts 1. So it looks like it's the magnet hold downs and the end caps. Once we slip these wing nut assemblies in here, it'll actually put a cap on there so they don't fall out. And that is parts 2. These are the wing nuts that are going to hold down these little metal fingers that go on here. You know, they use it. You can use it to hold pieces down, or you can use it to align pieces. And I'm actually going to start with the bottom rubber stoppies. So you can see there's just like a 3M strip on the back. So I'm actually just going to flip this over. And I'm really not going to overthink this. And I really like how thick these are, so it's going to have a really nice standoff off my base here. That way I get really good airflow on underneath my pieces so I don't get scorching. Flashback. Bam. Alright, now something that's really important that comes in the box as well that wasn't here when I started the video is this metal sheet. Now this metal sheet actually goes underneath the honeycomb, so that way when your laser is burning through your pieces, you're not going to burn into the whatever your laser is sitting on. You can kind of see. I even had foil down on my previous lasers and it's still got enough intensity to burn through, so it's really nice. You want to make sure you put this down, so I like to start with the stoppers, that way I can get all of this stuff in place. Nice, now that's where that's going to live. Alright, now we're going to go into parts 2. And there's 2 of these on each side, and the way it works is you've got this little square end here, and you've got a channel here, and the channel's open on the end, so you just take that square piece and you slip it into this channel. Times 2 on each side. Alright, now you take your stoppers. Got our little magnets, just throw them out there on the workspace. And then you got these rubber stoppers. It's got a smaller end. It's actually got a groove in it for the channel. You want to make sure this groove goes into that groove. Bam. Times 4. Alrighty. Now we can take our fingers, unscrew it. Probably take them off before you put it on there. Actually, I believe it will probably go like this. Yep, that way you get as much as you can there. Yeah. Yeah, there you can see. There it is snug. If you had your material there, you'd be able to hold it down. It's probably easier to do this with these off, so like take this plug out. Take these guys off. Do like this. Much faster. I'll probably even put this on before I go to put it on in the channel. Bam, yep, see, that's way faster. Now, right, and you just repeat that for these guys. Now me, I do like the magnets, though I do prefer the style of hold down pen. And I've actually got this size for this honeycomb. I've got a file for 3 different sizes of these in my Facebook group, Laser Engraving Tips and Tricks, free imager files. There's a lot of other files in there, but there is hold down pins. It is nice that this honeycomb comes with it, so it's really not necessary. One thing that I like to use is a jig of some sort, because I do a lot of tiles and business cards, canvases, etc. So I start from the same origin over and over again, pretty much consistently. So the way this guy works is it's got a magnet in it, and it just magnetizes to there. So if I want to go put a piece on there, and this specific one is machined aluminum. It's really nice. It's from my buddy JD's 3D printing shop. You can find him on Etsy, Facebook, TikTok. He's got a bunch of different jig solutions. A lot of them are 3D printed. He's got a couple metal ones. So definitely check him out. And we're going to move on to now the AIR Assist. Alrighty. Now we got the AIR Assist. Didn't come with a lot of components because it didn't need them. Got the power cord, pretty straightforward here. 120. Go plug it into my adapter here. That actually plugs in on this side closest to the control. Looking at this thing, just first impression, pretty awesome that it's got the adjustment knob. Love that, so I don't got to use a valve. And that's where my tubing is going to plug into, coming out of the pump, going to the machine, and that is right here. And those are the only 3 things in the box other than the manual, so this one's going to be pretty straightforward. So first I got to cut this guy open here. Maybe not. Maybe I can just slip it off of there. Nice. Alright, that's good news. So, again, super straightforward. Just gonna plug this into this barb here. Like so. Alright. Now this is probably the most important part, is going to be where this end goes. So I'll show you over here on the laser. And you might remember from the previous build video that it's got these clips down here for the wiring harness, and on the back side you see, and that's where I'm going to run this. I'm going to run it down here. It may not fit in the connectors or in the clamps. Like I may actually just have to zip tie it to the wiring harness, which is fine, totally acceptable. And I'm actually going to start at the head, so this is probably the next most important part, is this open end right here. Goes into the barb on the top of the module, and you just want to be gentle. I'm going to use 2 hands here. Right? And I like to get some of it. This is like the last anchor point, honestly. Whatever the length this is, you should just match it. Something like so. Throw some zip ties on there. I like to hold it like right here and check it. That's good. Now you don't want to do it in a way that it's going to cause interference with this or pull on that. You want it to be real fluid, kind of like how it was, or like, you know, this is actually, the wiring harness is a bit tighter than this is going to be, even though we're going to zip tie them together. Probably where my fingers are, at least to start. And we got the zip ties. I lied, there were 4 things in the box. These zip ties did come with it, and the machine came with them as well, but the AIR Assist came with more zip ties. So I'm gonna grab a zip tie. Make sure it's all settled down there before I cinch it down. I want it something like this, where it's just a hair longer, like so. Now you don't want to pull the zip tie so hard that you're going to cut off the airflow, because you can. And now I'm just going to work my way backwards. I may throw another one on at the head up there once I get all these zip ties down on the x-axis. Again, snug, not so much that you're choking the air supply off. Throw a third one here. Good. See what kind of movement we got. We may want to zip tie this to this. That's pretty free, pretty good. I do like that. Really awkward position so I can see, exactly what's going on here. There. Might even throw another one on here in the middle. All right, I'll run it down the side. Throw another one on the back side here, like right here. And we're probably gonna use a lot of these zip ties, and that's okay because I want it to be really stable, so nothing rubs. If you got lines that rub each other as it moves, eventually they will wear. It will wear the cables. And then you'll go to do a run, like you'll shut down, and then you'll start up, and your machine won't go back and forth and X anymore, or something silly. Technically, I could end there. I'm probably gonna put one more right here and call it, because so I haven't ran this AIR Assist pump, so I don't know, but I've ran other pumps. And I've ran aquarium pumps as well, and I know that they produce quite a bit of vibration. So being that my my laser is on top of a cabinet, it will actually vibrate into the laser when it's engraving. So I'll actually put, probably gonna put my AIR Assist down here on the ground. It's gonna look just like this. And there she is in all her glory. And I just like to move it around, you know, get it all in its resting position. See, I got a lot of movement here. Probably gonna zip tie that down right here. Throw another one right here because I got a couple extra left still, so might as well use them. Might as well make it so it's all nice managed. Yeah. Nice, everything's got enough slack there. Now this one, my x-axis. Nice, love that. Super excited. Cannot wait to make some tiles. Cannot wait. And so I got like one more loose spot here. I've got 2 more zip ties. I might as well snug it up. I'm probably gonna go on the other side of this here, on the opposite side of the x-axis, one of the cables there, the smaller cable. Yep. And now we're gonna get, it's got clips on it, cut off the extra, all cut. Looking good. Happy with all that. Nice and natural. Alright, now for the pump, all that's left is to plug it in, which I did. Plugged it in there. Plugged it into my power strip there. I'm going to turn it on. So use the knob. Wow, that's a lot of air. And, well, it says it's set at minimum. Turn it up. Alright, I turned it all the way up to max. And it doesn't appear to be making any adjustments. Maybe it does. Maybe it's just some fine adjustments that my finger can't feel. That's a lot of air. That's really good, especially if you're cutting. I'll probably put a little valve in line there. You know, I'll probably make a cut here, put a valve, something that I can choke it off a little bit, so that way when I'm doing tiles and anything painted, it'll be just enough to blow the soot away, but not so much that it'll affect my engraving. One thing I want to note, like I mentioned, that you know, it's actually really quiet. It's probably the quietest one I've used, but it's still got just enough vibration to where I can feel it here. You know, I can feel it clear as day in the chassis. So I'll probably set it on the ground, and I mean, you can hear huge difference there. Let's see, I'll set it on the ground. So set it on the ground, it's almost like no audible difference from holding it in the air. No vibration, like vibration on the ground. I feel nothing on the chassis now, which is nice. This is exactly how it's going to be set up and how I'm going to run the crap out of it. So thanks again for watching. Like, follow, subscribe. See you in the rest of the series.